You good? Okay, thanks. I'd like to call the Monday, September 23rd board meeting to order. Roll call.
Mrs. Nazario.
Here.
Mr. Ferguson.
Here.
Dr. Ballard.
Here.
Mrs. Washington. Mr. Sturgill.
Here.
Pledge of allegiance.
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Recognition of visitors.
Seeing one, Mrs. Luckich.
Hi.
And again, this is something that we want to start doing every board meeting. Krista Luckich is our Director of Communications, and we want to make sure that we're engaging our community at every stop. A couple things real quick announcement-wise, and information will go out soon. We've done this in the past. We're going to start doing it again this year. We have open door Wednesdays, whereas just block off my entire calendar and just whoever wants to come in and meet and talk about anything they want to talk about, we'll make that option available. And obviously, because of the levy, we're going to do a lot of town halls. But even post-levy, regardless of the outcome, our plan is also to be out in the community, engaging with our folks. But another way to share information and let folks know what's going on around our amazing district.
Hello, Krista Lockage, Director of Communications and Community Relations for Lorain City Schools. I'm just here to give you folks a few updates. We've talked about, and I've updated you on Celebrate Lorain City Schools Week. Well, that is next week. Time flies when you're having fun. So Monday through Friday next week is Celebrate Lorain City Schools Week. All of our buildings have been provided banners to hang outside of their buildings. Posters with 12 reasons why you should choose Lorain City Schools have been provided for inside of buildings. Every building has a plan to celebrate their school, their staff, their students, community and volunteers throughout the week. Friday is our homecoming parade, but Thursday night we're having our Celebrate Lorain Schools Fall Fest, and we have all of the same community partners who were going to come to the Back to School Bash. I don't think I've had one single person decline. They're all coming. It should be really fun. All the buildings will represent and have activities for their kiddos. Am I missing anything, Ross? I think that's Thursday night.
No, I think that's
No.
Thursday night, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it. And then Friday,
No, next.
next week, Celebrate Lorain City Schools Week. Friday, our homecoming parade is going to have, every school is going to have a representation of students marching in it. They're going to have little banners that say which school they're with. It's going to be a little bigger than usual for a parade. A lot of fun, hopefully a lot of school spirit. I think that's it for Celebrate.
Just some of the schools they'll have the theme for each day again.
Yes. So, yeah, I put out a spreadsheet today to find out what their plans are so we can cover it appropriately through our comms team. I've heard so far about dance parties during the school week for Celebrate students. They're coming up with some cute ideas.
Again, the purpose is to allow our staff and students to celebrate one another, have a district get-together bonding experience, but it's also a formal invitation to families who have chosen to take their children out of the Lorain City schools, and most of that happened when we were under state takeover. Again, we are not. The state released this because of the programs that we're providing and the quality of education across the board. So very excited to have that opportunity to just
Yep,
reconnect.
everybody's invited, whether you're enrolled with us or not. We want all the families and kiddos to show up. We were covered on Channel 19 Friday at 5 p.m. as a preview, and I think they're going to cover the event as well for their 5 o'clock news. So that's Celebrate Lorain City Schools Week. It's next week. We're really excited. Our podcast first episode aired last week. We're recording our second episode tomorrow. Our guest is going to be our dance teacher at the high school, Elizabeth Haney, and one of her dance students are going to be on. And that will air next week. These are bi-weekly shows. This is another way for Dr. Graham and the district to engage with the community, staff, students, families, all of the above. We're sending out emails to district-wide with a form they can fill out to ask a question of Dr. Graham that he can answer. So far, I think I have 6 questions that have come in that people want him to answer, a range of subjects. So tomorrow we'll record it. Michael Pisciatti will edit it, and we'll get it out to you next week on Tuesday.
And again, I wasn't exactly sure what to expect when you were kind of describing it to me, but
Yeah.
it was pretty impressive. And obviously with Michael doing the editing, no doubt at all, it's going to be just amazing quality. But I'm pretty excited about where this goes. And for us, again, we're trying to respond to what our community expects from us and the information they're looking for. So we had our Director of Safety and Security on the last one because safety was an issue, especially after the threat that we dealt with. This one, a lot of feedback we get from our community is based on the fact that every one of our schools from pre-K to 12 is a STEAM school, which is science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. Now, in some districts, they have a special building designated for that, that some kids qualify. Every kid deserves to have a quality education in those aspects. So we want to highlight the great things that are happening and the great people that are making them happen. So again, I appreciate you putting all that together.
Okay, the next one is an organization reached out a couple weeks ago, and we brought them in, and Stephen Sturgill and I, Dr. Sturgill and I met with them. They're called Thanksgiving Heroes Cleveland. And Thanksgiving Heroes Cleveland wants to provide 1,000 Thanksgiving dinners and a week of groceries for a family of 5 to 1,000 of our families across the district.
That's
They
incredible.
do all the
That's amazing.
delivery. They have the volunteers to handle all the delivery, and we are currently working on the best strategy to help the families who need it most throughout our district. So that is really
Super exciting.
Yeah,
What a
that's
phenomenal opportunity.
Yeah, literally just walked in the door wanting to help us. I think that's it. I think I had Celebrate, Podcast, Thanksgiving Heroes. Oh, no, docuseries. Tentatively called Lorain Legends in the Making. So we will have a docuseries air in the fall and in the spring. The fall we're currently working on. It's going to follow our dance students as they prepare for a show, learning from nothing to becoming, ready to perform in front of an audience. It'll be much like any docuseries. You'll see people struggle and try to do better and face disappointment and overcome challenges. And then in the spring, you will also see a docuseries, and it'll be based around our robotics team, trying to make it to Worlds. So yeah, we're actively working to engage, as Ross May says, our community in a way that they are rooting for us and for our students, and that they have faces to root for.
Again, another amazing idea, and I know,
Yes.
Ross, it was your brainchild.
It
but
was.
Again, handing it off to Krista, I have no doubt it's going to be amazing. So
Yeah, my team's on it.
thanks for running with stuff.
Yeah, so you have some exciting things. We have podcasts, which you can also watch. I think it's more fun to listen to, but these days they call it a vodcast. You have a docuseries. Our newsletters have been consistent, so lots of ways we're trying to reach the community, tell our story.
And again, more information to come on the Thanksgiving process. Again,
Yes.
if 1,000 families get a Thanksgiving meal and 5 days' worth of groceries. More information on the process we're going to follow.
Absolutely.
Open Door Wednesdays, more information to follow.
Yep.
So if you're looking for updates, please, and you aren't part of our mailing list, please reach out to us. We'll get you on the mailing list. We send out an email Monday, typically around 3 o'clock.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Okay,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you
Thanks
so
for
much.
having me.
Thank you.
First hearing of the public. Can we approve the minutes from the September 9th and the September 16th meeting? The board waives the right to read the minutes from those meetings.
So moved. Support.
Roll call?
Mr. Sturgill.
Yes.
Mr. Ferguson.
Yes.
Mrs. Nazario.
Yes.
Dr. Ballard.
Yes.
Any old business? Reports and recommendation of the treasurer.
I have items 8.01 through 8.03 for approval.
So moved. Support.
Any discussion?
I just think it's really impressive, some of these donations that we're getting in, and want to thank the the people from the American Legion, the IAV, and BK Foundation, and Walmart, and Mr. Chulik. That's just great. Appreciate you.
Roll call?
Mr. Sturgill.
Yes.
Dr. Ballard.
Yes.
Mrs. Nazario.
Yes.
Mr. Ferguson.
Yes.
Reports and recommendation of the superintendent.
Thank you. I'd like the board to consider for approval items 9.01 to 9.03, personnel matters.
So moved. Support.
Any discussion? Roll call?
Mr. Sturgill.
Yes.
Dr. Ballard.
Yes.
Mrs. Nazario.
Yes.
Mr. Ferguson.
Yes.
I'd like the board to consider for approval items 10.01 to 10.18, operations matters.
So moved. Support.
Any discussion? Roll call?
Dr. Ballard.
Yes.
Mr. Sturgill.
Yes.
Mrs. Nazario.
Yes.
Mr. Ferguson.
Yes.
And that is all we have.
Any new business? Any committee reports? Second hearing of the public? Our next board meeting will be here in the board meeting room on October 14th at 5 o'clock. And if I can have a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Support.
Roll call?
Dr. Ballard.
Yes.
Mr. Ferguson.
Yes.
Mrs. Nazario.
Yes.
Mr. Sturgill.
Yes.